dribbles of soup that come down over
I have to say, I'm
some
like
gooiness.
so excited for this episode because I feel like Stephanie and I are really gonna fucking nerd out. I don't know how big a fan of like of Stranger Things you are,
We're all
Drew.
gonna nerd out.
But there's been many a time when Drew's like, "Hey," and then just speaks in nerd, and now it's our time.
Speaks in nerd.
Yeah.
Totally. Like I'm like blah blah blah, and you guys are like, I have no idea
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
What,
We
the
just-
Predator? What? Like,
We just
Star
nod
Wars
in
who?
ignorant
Like,
bliss. We're like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That
what
was
was
me
the last
all of last
episode? Have
week.
you ever seen like? Raise your hands if you've seen the Predator.
If
and,
you've
like,
seen
I was the
Predator.
only one or something.
Yeah. How
It's
much
like,
do you like
why are we
Predator?
doing
And
this
Predator
episode?
2. I'm like,
And I was like, oh yeah, because I picked it. Yeah, no, totally.
true. We fucking picked this one, man. Let's go.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know, to answer your question, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Uber fan, but man, I enjoy like. Let's just talk about this season so far. In warning, spoilers. Okay, like if you haven't seen, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do the non-spoilerly thing. If you haven't seen the first, what is it?
4
7
seasons.
episodes,
Oh, I see.
or yeah, the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
4 seasons.
7
Or-
episodes
or
of the first fourth
of
season.
the
Yeah,
first.
the first part of the fourth
Oh,
season.
no.
Yeah, it's confusing, y'all. There's a part 1
It
and part
is.
2 of the 4th season. But if you haven't seen the first 7 episodes of this last season, then stop now, like, and come back to this once you've caught up. Because I mean, the trailer itself has some spoilers in it, so not a lot, honestly. But
No.
you kind of see where things end up, I guess, at the end of the 7th episode. But man, yeah, this
season was
season
really
is
good.
awesome,
Hmm.
dude.
Yeah.
It made the last 2 seasons look like they didn't know what they were doing. It's and they were good. And I'm not even harking on those last 2 seasons. I still like
they
So were great.
Stranger Things
They were
season
really
2
good.
and 3.
Yeah.
I still think 1 is like
It's the
the
best.
chef's kiss.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is wow. They brought they took the time. The COVID helped, I think. They really the Duffer Brothers, man. Like I want to slow clap on those guys. Like they're bringing the A game.
Single-handedly brought a song back from the 80s to number
we will
1
hear that.
in the pop charts.
Yeah.
And to not only have it in once,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like to have it, it's like the
It's
season
throughout the whole season.
theme.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I actually
They
haven't
did forget
seen.
one thing though.
Oh, really?
They forgot Will's birthday.
They forgot Will's
What do you
birthday?
mean?
They
What do you mean they
did.
forgot?
What do you
Will's
mean?
birthday?
So
Who did?
the day Mike showed up, like the Duffer Brothers completely forgot. Like the day, like they have, I think someone had like a video camera and they were recording, and then the bottom it had like it was his birthday date, but it was
What?
not mentioned at all.
Oh my
So I
god!
think
they
From
went
from
ahead and, like,
season from
changed.
season 1 and season 2, there is a birthday for Will, and he gets presents, right?
Yeah, well, no, there was just a mention because Joyce was
Oh.
talking to Will,
Okay.
and she was trying to like, do you remember like, you know what? I think it's like March 22nd. See, even I'm forgetting. It's
I'm
like-
not that
Wow.
much of a fan.
That's
Stephanie here is like
funny.
the dictionary on Stranger Things.
But I saw
That's
that on the
That's
internet. and I was
great,
like,
yeah.
wait, what? They did? I was like, oh.
God.
Wow, that is
I
a
mean,
big
you
thing
can't
to
get away with
miss.
anything anymore. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Like the internet is a world
People are
where
that
it's like you
dedicated.
fuck up something like that. Yeah, you get told.
The internet
that's
will hold
great.
you
Yeah.
accountable
Like,
for sure.
Absolutely. That's solid. They forgot. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna retcon that in season 5. Be like, well,
they already
here's a
did.
belated birthday gift.
I think they
I
mean,
changed
let's
it
be
within
honest,
the episode.
They changed it in
Like-
the episode.
Oh,
This doesn't work.
Like, I think they already like updated
Oh.
it on Netflix. I'll have to go
Shut
back and check.
up.
But
No way.
Oh shit! You mean they went back
Really?
and like changed the date on? Stop.
That's like Game of Thrones shit when they like Photoshop
That's
the
fucking
Starbucks
yeah.
cup
Starbucks
out
cup
of
out.
the-
Yeah,
there
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a cup in
out
here.
of the-
Wow.
Yeah, that is great. What a world we live in, right? Where
What
that,
a world
that
we
can
live
happen.
in.
Right.
It's crazy because you don't need to like recall all the DVDs or fucking like all the
No.
Blu-rays
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nothing like that. That's crazy.
So I
That's
could be
wild,
wrong,
yeah.
but
Okay.
I think they already updated it.
Let us know, chat. Let us know, comments.
Yeah, Matt Kalo. Oh, they already updated it. I heard the
I
Duffer
didn't-
might
apparent-
retcon the specific day from March. Yeah, okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just seeing some people in the chat. We got Ian, Matt, Maria. Hey everybody.
Hey, buddy. Hey,
Um,
Steven.
Onduin. Hey guys.
And Joaquin,
Gosh, yeah.
who was here earlier.
I mean, what do you think? So like, okay, season 4, chapter 7
Okay.
ended. It kind of left our characters in like everybody's sort of like in their different
Yeah.
worlds, right? Like
In
you
the
have
different parts. Yeah.
Hopper and man, why am I blanking?
Joyce
Murray
and Murray.
Joyce and Murray, yeah, in Russia, and then you have what do you have? Mike and
You got Mike and Jonathan
Will
and Will
Mm-hmm.
and
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 Argyle.
Will,
Argyle.
and they're on their way to help 11. So they're kind of in between. They're not quite still in California, I guess. They're in
They're in Utah.
Arizona.
Yeah, they've just
Yeah,
left Utah from Susie's house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 11 in we don't
Nevada?
really know where. I guess
Yeah,
she's in
it's somewhere in Nevada,
right?
somewhere. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nevada,
Nevada,
yeah. And then you have like Robin and Steve and
Nancy.
Dustin,
And Dustin.
Nancy.
There's a whole bunch
and-
of them there, actually.
Mike,
Hawkins.
Lucas,
Yeah,
Erica.
everybody.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
The lot of them.
Like so.
Yes.
Yeah. And God, man, they weaved those four places very well. I mean, what did you guys think? Did they narrate like was there a location that you felt was like, nah, I could do without that?
Literally no.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted more of Russia, but I mean, they nailed it. I
Yeah.
think like you didn't feel like you
Yeah.
were like a tennis ball being bounced back and forth. Like, they really made it easy to watch, and it didn't break. Like, when they moved from, say, Hawkins to Russia, like, it was seamless. The
Yeah.
editing
Yeah.
transition. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think there was any part of the series
I-
that was like you kind of wished it was hurrying up back to something else.
Okay. That's interesting. I see. My thought was like when they were in Hawkins with Steve and Dustin and Robin, like I was just like, this is my jam. Like, and they're going back and forth
Yeah.
to the Upside Down and Max, that whole storyline with Max. I was just like that was the horror part that for me where I was like, oh, bring me back to Hawkins. This is where shit is going down. Like people
Yeah.
were dying. Like the stakes
Yeah.
felt fucking real. You know, like
They
you're
were
like you meet a character
high.
and then like an episode later they're getting like torn apart in their eyes. I mean, I'm like, oh my god.
it was
And then I mean, and no offense to like 11's story, the way they pay that off in episode 7 like made up for it. But I was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, like like where are we going here? You know, like we're doing the whole get your powers back thing, and it felt
Right.
like a long time. For me, it was sort of like, like if that part slowed things down for me, but man, that payoff with
I think though, like
the origin of Vecna is like
it's
so
it's
good.
very
I've been
good.
waiting for that to come.
The
for
thing is
so
though, like
long.
I have to touch on something in a minute, but the thing is, I feel like 11's story didn't have as much action while the others really did. Like you got that incredible one-shot action sequence in with the guys and wherever they are, and like back arse of nowhere with like
California.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Jonathan and Argyle and all. That was amazing, so
It was
good.
great.
And then obviously you do
Yeah.
have all of your action with going back and forth to the Upside Down and possession, and then Max almost dying and stuff. You're like, no, I'm like, yeah. So I feel like even though it was a slower pace, it felt fine because you were already getting a lot of action from everywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
like
of course
that Elle
Russia.
was kind of sidelined.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that
Yeah.
Elle was kind of powerless. You know, she's been the one who's been the strongest person in the room. And,
Yeah.
like, I like seeing Team Hawkins trying to figure things out because they don't have her. So rather than relying on her, they're really trying to, whether they stand a chance or not. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think they do, but they're still trying.
There was a little
Yeah.
part of me that
Well-
hoped that she wouldn't get her powers back.
A little bit for me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
it's
Like I was
almost
kind of
more
like, I hope
interesting-
it's not gonna come back, and I hope they defeat it like on their own. It'd be really kind of cool. But
Yeah, it's actually more interesting when they're up at like these normal kids, like really
Yeah.
using their like ingenuity and gutso to kind of like solve this problem, right? Without 11, being like doing her thing.
yeah,
It was so good. I don't know what it felt like. It brought me back to like again season 1 again, where it felt like they're on this. It's very Spielbergian, like these guys, like this group of kids. They're just drawn into something and they have to solve it, because they have to, right? And because they're the only ones who can
Yeah.
in some way or fashion,
And they're the only ones that understand it.
I don't
Like,
know.
yeah.
the police don't understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, Hopper was the only one out of the police who really understood what was going on. But everybody else, they're just idiots when it comes
Yeah.
to this. They have no clue. And they're
Yeah.
not prepared
I
either.
know. And I just think like they just balanced everything so well as well, like with is it Jason? The jock. Oh God, I can't remember his name now actually.
Oh yeah.
But like, oh my God, like he's on like.
He annoyed me.
I feel like it's
so
Jason,
much.
and I can't remember why. Feel free to put that in the comment. Yeah, he annoyed me as well because like he's so hateable, and it's so funny. Like when you watch him, he's so like Tom Cruise. When you actually watch it back, you won't be able to unsee that. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
but
true. I'm watching it right now. So.
Jason Carver, Matt Kalo.
So basically, like I just think that character is so appropriate. It's so appropriate for a lot of like social issues right now. And there's just one character that's just like, you play a D&D and they're playing with the devil, we gotta kill them, and you know, like the body of Christ compels you and shit. I fucking think it's so good. It's just so accurate, and he's so great to hate. He's such a good person to hate on.
Listen, like, and he's not wrong.
No,
like, and, you know, that's the great thing about his character. He's coming from a place of like, I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, and if he didn't, because he doesn't know anything about Vecna or the fucking Upside Down or like 11 and like the fucking like mental hospital. I mean, he's got no context.
No.
So imagine looking at this from the outside and be like, there's these fucking kids running around like murdering people. Like, I'm gonna go fucking take them out. They killed my girlfriend. Like,
totally.
Like he's got every right to be doing what he's doing.
And I
without
don't think if
the
he knew,
context of the kids.
No, yeah.
Well, and I don't think if he knew too. Sorry. I don't think it would change his perspective. Like, I think it would only heighten his beliefs.
Well, I mean, it did. It like in where one of the jocks were killed over the sea, right? Yeah. Like when they were on the lake, and then he just like flew up in the middle of the air and then just died. And there's no logical reasoning for that other than it's supernatural. And of course, he's just like, it was Eddie. Like,
well, that's the only connection he had.
Yeah, it's the only
because the
the
other seasons had a physical like enemy, right? Like you either had the mind flare or the demigorg, right? So like those, like you see that, you're like, oh well, that's clearly the bad thing, you know? Like that's fucked up. I'm a believer now, you know? Like, but when you see some dude just hover in the water and the guy that you connected to your girlfriend's death is right there, and you're like, well, that I mean, like correlation and causation.
They both died in front of you. Yeah, like it's just so.
I mean, it's great, and he plays it so well.
It's so compelling.
It's really good. It's really good.
And at the end of season
again,
3, they touched upon that too, because they had like a newsreel, and you know, like they had the sign like "Welcome to Hawkins," and it was like "Welcome to Hell." Like, you know, they were already touching on too. And didn't historically wasn't there like issues in the 80s too that arose with D&D actually?
That's right. Yeah, when D&D came around in the 70s, it was branded as devil worship.
So I love that they're tying that all back historically into this and keeping it relevant. So
it's so good. I think everything about season 4 has really heightened everything, and then like you say, season 2 and 3 were really good, but I think season 4 brought the horror elements back in that season 1 had. And they've just done it so well, especially with like their CGI and the lighting that they're using in this, like when they're in Vecna's world and you know, Sadie or Max is running away, there's all this blood, and it's just so visually horrific that it's really bringing me back to like the first one and stuff. So I think this is definitely my favorite so far. It could actually be outbeating the first one.
I might be with you too. I need to rewatch the. It's been a hot minute. We thought about rewatching all 3 seasons, but we were just like, well, there's no way we can get it done before season 4, and we're just like, just do it.
I've been doing that now. So.
We did it, yeah.
Have you? Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, it might be worth going back. I mean, it's kind of brought me back to the world that I just and it's what's great about it is the first season. This season's doing this is giving me the same feelings that the first season did to your point, Pagan. It's like it's doing something it's riding a line very smartly of nostalgia, but it's doing something really different still. You know what I'm saying? And the way it looks and the way it's executed, it's just really well done. Like everything just feels on point. Like, and I'm not trying to hark on like, you know, like I there's a lot of great TV out there, but when you look at like, you know, like Obi-Wan or any of the Star Wars shows or any of the Marvel shows, it's all good, not great. This is great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
this is really
this just
great.
looks and feels like premium like television. Like
Yeah.
there's only a few shows out there that I feel like are premium you have like station HBO does a lot of great premium things that just feel and look like wow, there's a lot of thought that went into this. Like every shot is art directed. You know what I'm saying? Like every decision has been well thought through. There's no like plot problems that are glaring at 1st watch. You know, sometimes you go back and watch them. There's always a little bit of thing you can always find, but for the most part, it feels pretty buttoned up, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that effort that they're putting in.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Me too.
Like there was one detail I had never noticed and somebody pointed it out on Twitter and I was like, holy crap. And it was all had to go back to Hopper and his daughter. And she had like, there was a shot when you first saw her and she's playing and she's got like blue hair ties in for like pigtails. And after she died, like Hopper always was wearing like a blue hair tie. So throughout the show you see him and then you see eventually Elle wearing a blue tie.
blue hair tie,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh my god, I never noticed that. And it's
Yeah.
like that little
I didn't
detail.
notice that either.
Oh,
Yeah,
The
So I
small
totally
details
agree.
really make it, I
Yeah.
think. Like that kind of stuff is
Yeah.
really great.
it really does.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and I love. Yeah, and to your point, when you, Stephanie, when you brought up like the little things like that, it's great that the internet sort of like brings those things to your attention because it just really enhances the fact that they're thinking of a lot of things here. Like it's not just
Yeah.
like broad strokes, you know,
Right.
like they're really going into the minutia.
Yeah.
So that's great. I mean, why don't we watch this season part
Okay.
2 trailer? I know we've been talking for a while. I mean, we're just so excited about.
I actively
this.
have
We
been
haven't really had
avoiding
a
this
chance
trailer.
as a group.
Like I
Oh,
have
really?
actively been
Yeah.
avoiding this trailer because I don't want to see it before season 4 part 2 comes out because I was like it's just going to spoil shit for me. But now it's like 4 days
Few
away
days
or 3
away.
days away and I'm like, "Oh, I just really want to see it though." So I'm fine. I agreed to do this.
Honestly,
it's my own.
it's.
I'm back.
I'll just
It's a
give
good
you a quick
trailer.
prep. It's a good trailer, and there's not a lot of spoilers. So like it doesn't give anything away. It
Doesn't
just
give
sets
anything
the
away?
stage
Okay.
that you already
Okay.
kind of know. No, I didn't think so. I mean,
It
maybe
just leaves you with
in
a lot of
fine-tooth comb, you
questions.
could probably.
Okay, strong vibes. Strong
Yeah,
vibes.
and
So
it
excited.
sets up the mood that we'll discuss here after the trailer. That I think is going to be the big question of like, who is somebody not going to come out of this? So
Okay.
But
it's a.
Oh
let's watch it.
shit.
Let's talk.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
I'm going to hit play. Have you guys all got it up?
yes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
I know you're frightened.
Okay.
You're terribly frightened by what you've seen.
Yeah. Is Max back? No.
But I'm
No.
not gonna lie to you.
Oh.
Oh,
Friends
Steve.
are not prepared for this
Yeah.
fight.
Why are they all looking so sad? Oh, because Nancy's gonna die.
Hawkins
Right.
will fall.
Don't.
My friends.
Well, no, no, because they were hinting at that she's got a vision, right? So
You're not
that's
ready.
why they're sad. Sick.
Dude, the remix.
He's not going to stop. Not until he's taken everyone.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. Clarification.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, beautiful touch.
Dude, that's a great shot.
But I have this terrible feeling
What the fuck is that?
I don't
it
know.
might not work out for us this time.
No, Robin. They're going into the house. Okay.
Splitting up again.
Now I just want you to watch.
Just want you
That's
to watch.
fucking sick.
Fucked up.
Oh yeah, go on, Lucas.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, Murray.
Yeah, Murray.
Why is Lucas screaming?
Was that Max again in the tree?
Friends have lost.
Oh no! What a fucking remix.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, okay. I kind of want to watch it
Too
again,
many
like
times.
low key.
Oh my god.
I want to watch that again.
That's how you do a trailer. That is
That is
solid.
a beautiful trailer.
Fuck.
Yeah, like really setting the stakes, man. Wow. And they
Nobody is
use
safe.
that song. I mean, to take what became like a pop culture thing and just to be like, we're gonna remix this thing with the Stranger Things theme, the Kate Bush song. I mean,
Right.
wow.
It's
Well
great.
played Netflix. Well played whoever
Yeah.
is on your marketing and trailer department.
I have a lot of
I had
questions.
Solid.
goosebumps the entire time.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like
Oh.
I'm
I mean,
so
well,
hyped for
I mean,
this.
Yeah,
I
It's
will
the
say-
moment where
I mean,
Eddie
let's just
takes the
jump in-
guitar off the wall, though, for me. Like,
To get ready to do like a little solo.
I love you
and
so
just-
much. Like,
That's the part where I shake my head, where I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna bring in like a rock and roll moment in the Upside Down, like to battle
Unless you hate
Vecna? Like I'm
sound.
just
Oh,
sort
it's
of like, oh my god, yeah, like
Sound
sound
could be at
defeats the
their
bats
advantage.
or something. Yeah,
I don't know. They're like, "Ugh."
right?
Demo bats.
that's the one
Yeah,
part
yeah.
where I'm like, please do that well, because it could be super cheesy.
It could.
Um,
It could. Well, and it's only him and
yeah.
Dustin up there. Like it's clear. Like nobody's following the rules of don't split up, and yet they split up.
They didn't watch Scream.
Right?
It never ends well, and it's not going to end well. Oh my god! And they even announced like that there's going to be like a body count. Like there is.
There's gonna be a body
lot of
count?
deaths. Yes, like
A
there's
lot?
going to be a lot of deaths. I'm like, well, how much is a
No.
lot? Like 4? Like, what is this?
Don't
mean,
say
Just gonna
that.
Start
let's-
anew?
So let's talk about it. Who do you think's not gonna make it? Who do
Nancy.
you think's
Well,
in
I
and who's out? Who's
Nancy.
who's
It's
in and
hard
who's
to
out for
say.
season 5?
Because, like we talked about it before, but everybody's scattered all over. You've got people in Russia, you've got people in California, you've got people in Utah heading to Nevada, and then you've got Hawkins. So it's like, how is this all going to work? Is it all going to
But
be
they're all in
Vecna's
it.
hand? Or
I
not?
think
Because he's in the
so. I
upside
think
down,
so.
and like, how far is his reach? Like,
Well,
or does
clearly
he get
there's a
out?
portal in Nevada, because that's where she first puts him into the Upside Down.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
clearly there's got to be something there,
Yeah.
in that underground bunker, right?
I
Or not,
imagine.
or maybe I'm
Well, no,
confusing.
the
the bunker's different
well, no,
from
the bunker,
the hospital.
The bunker's different.
The
yeah.
bunker's different from. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm conflating those because we're seeing the flashbacks inside.
True, yes,
the-
It
yes,
gets
yes.
confusing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
But then she could just make a
No,
portal
what do
really,
you
couldn't
There was
she?
a.
Like,
Well, I
If
think
she-
that's
yeah.
what she's doing on the bridge.
Yeah,
that's what
I think she's
doing on
making
the
a portal
bridge,
into the-
'cause
yeah.
she's got heightened powers. Her powers are much stronger than they were before. So,
I have so many
and
questions.
physically, I don't know how that's possible. But
Oh my god.
it's just.
I just
There's
don't
a
want
lot.
anything to happen
we've
to
never
Steve
really
or Eddie.
yeah.
Please no.
Oh, I know. He's gonna.
The,
he's
the
gonna.
number one comment, like on the trail, like if you go to YouTube, the number one comment is, "If Steve dies, we riot."
We riot? Yeah.
Uh,
1,000%.
yeah, it's like literally like the most upvoted
Upvoted comment,
comment. And you know,
Every
you
season
know
he's
they're
been
like,
beaten
oh,
up.
we know,
Oh.
oh, we know.
No, but like so here's what actually goes through my mind when you know someone's not gonna make it out alive, or like when they're definitely, if a TV runner or whatever is like, okay, there's definitely gonna be a big death in this season, so like Game of Thrones or this,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've
Yeah.
confirmed there's going to be a quote unquote now fucking body count. Thought it was just gonna be one death. Stephanie over here killing me. Okay. Here's what goes through my head. My head is, if I was a writer, whose story can I take no further and just let's kill them off now while they're peaked? So that's literally how I see every death. So when I'm like that, I'm like, shit. Even though I don't want Steve or Jonathan or Nancy to die, I feel like any three of those could die. And I think potentially it could be Nancy, because Nancy hasn't been the most lovable character, let's face it. I just don't think that she's been as lovable as a lot of them. But I think she could redeem herself in this season, and then through self-sacrifice or whatever could die. Right? That's my head. Or Steve, most beloved character ever, who turned out from an arsehole in the first season, and then we all started to grow and
Right,
love him, and then
right.
his relationship with Dustin makes it so prime to fuck with for an audience to be like, yeah, let's kill him off. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think of it. So I'm thinking maybe one of those three people, but
I feel like Hopper is an easy
Oh, that's
pick.
interesting.
I mean, granted, he looks like he's in a very,
I
very
don't-
precarious
True.
situation with the
Yeah.
Demogorgon just like
Yeah.
hanging over him, similar to like Bob Newby in season 2. Like they both could die the same way, which would suck for Joyce. And where is Joyce?
Oh, Bob.
Where's Joyce
I
in all of
know.
this?
God, I hope it's
I
not
feel like
Joyce.
Hopper,
Yeah,
though,
she's with,
they didn't tell them that they were going to
yeah.
get him. So, like, I feel like it would be an
I-
easy, like, he's already dead. They don't have to
Yeah.
deal with the pain again.
Well, I mean, Matt Kello has brought up a
I
good
just
point.
feel like
is
they need that payoff.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think there's a lag.
Go ahead, sorry.
Matt Keller brought up a good point in the chat because Steve, Joe Keeley's character, was supposed to be killed off in season 1, but they liked Joe Keeley so much that they twisted his story, and he's
That's
now
right.
become like a redeemable hero. So maybe if I was creating the show, I'd be like, well, he was gonna die anyway, and we've stretched it for this long. Maybe it's time. Oh, that's fucked with me so much. Okay.
Well, and I think it would make sense,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I think for
No!
his character even going
We
into
riot.
season 5.
I'll tell
We
you.
riot. Well, no, I'm gonna riot, but like, I think it makes sense because I think season 5 is setting up to be like even more intense than this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there's just gonna be a lot left to deal with or pick up the pieces for, and so I feel like his death would give Dustin, like, I feel like I can't see Dustin dying. I feel like they still need to hold on to some of their lovable characters. I mean, if they get rid of all the ones we love. then
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
what's the
kill off
point?
any of the boys, unless it's Will, maybe.
I feel like Lucas
Yeah,
would.
Yeah, I think the
Will,
younger kids
Lucas
are
or Mike?
somewhat safe here, like the original like crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I think
saying? It's sort
Erica's
of like
safe.
the
Yeah.
my bet is like we're probably gonna see like the Dr. Martin Brenner die. Like that's a no-brainer in my
Yeah.
book. Like
And
he's got to have
Owens.
his comeuppance. He's done.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, Dr. Sam Owen. Paul Reiser's probably toast.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, gotta love Paul Reiser.
Which is so upsetting. Like, he's
Murray,
so
I'm on the
cool. No, sorry.
He is.
I know, yeah. It's great to
So
see Paul
cool.
Reiser.
Yeah.
Even though he
have
brought
his,
Elle
like,
back to Papa. like,
You know, for good reasons. To
but
save
for
the
good-
freaking
like,
world, you
for
know?
good reasons,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's evil.
Yeah, it's
He's
kind of,
evil.
yeah, it's like, sure. No doubt. These aren't great.
They're not
their
great.
their motives are blurred.
not
they're
good.
living in a gray world. I don't think they'll kill Murray off because he's sort of like the comic relief of and it needs the show needs it, right? And Dustin, same thing. Like
Yeah.
the show is so dark that you kind of need the comedy in order
Yeah.
to kind of like bring you back. Otherwise, it just becomes a little depressing, I think, at times.
Sure.
If
Yeah.
it didn't have that. But I do think, like,
I
I think some of the older kids could be in for a rough go. I think Jonathan might. I think one of the Briars family might take
I think
might go,
it's-
right.
Oh, well, it has to be. If it's going to be one of the buyers, it's got to be Jonathan. Or, you know what, to be
Yeah.
fair, Will might be a better. So again, like, I'm thinking, like, as a writer, like, would you kill off Jonathan, or would you kill off Will, or would you kill off both? Will has the connection with the Upside Down, so it's almost like
Or
he
Joyce.
could be. I just don't think they'd kill off Joyce. I think there's
she's
too
the
much
highest
of
paid
a.
actress on the show. Like,
Yeah,
true.
they'd
she's
kill
at
her
the
off.
top
Yeah,
of the
no, they'll
list.
definitely kill her off if she's the highest paid actress on this show.
They're like, we
They
need more
will.
CG budget.
if we've
Yeah,
learned
sorry,
anything from
Winona.
Hollywood, it's
Yeah.
that they don't like
It's
giving
time
women
for
money.
you to, yeah.
They're like,
Listen, we
wow,
have
she's
this thing-
at how much this year? Write a fucking
Yeah,
plot.
we
Let's
got-
kill her off.
We're going to space. We're going to space in season 6. So or
It
season
turns
5,
out.
So the budget's gone really high.
No, I don't think they're gonna kill Joyce. There's no way. I feel like Will might be a prime suspect because I feel like he's connected with the Upside Down. And if you don't kill him off, then he's always going to have some kind of connection to the Upside Down. And I think, like, there's really
think
no
there's a
end to
reason
that.
behind
There's
that.
like, yeah. What
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
story? You mean?
Well, yeah, and I won't go into it because I'm writing an article, so I won't.
Ooh.
Okay. Ooh, hot
Ooh.
fucking take.
Alright.
Hot. Oh
take
shit.
right
Hot
here.
shit. Okay.
Only on Couch Soup.
Only on
Yeah.
couchsoup.com, friends, if you want to hear the biggest theories. Also, I have to point out that, I mean, the rest of us watch series. I know we do. We like to sit there and we like to eat our popcorn and watch it. And Stephanie takes notes. Pages
Legit
and
notes.
pages and pages
She's
of
literally
notes
is like notes, like
for
theories.
theories. And what the best note that Stephanie has ever shared with me is that she was like, Vecna? ? And then there was like Will, Bry, or like Dr. Brenner's brother or something. And then it was
Yeah.
like Jamie Bauer? Isn't Jamie Campbell Bauer? And was like, no. And then crossed it out. And I was like,
Scratches it out,
bro,
yeah.
you did it in the first episode. Like, you just got it. Oh my god. That's so funny. It was just one of the best notes I've ever seen. He's like, after the first 2 episodes or something, she's like, who is Vecna?
Yeah.
And it was him on the first list, and was like, wait, actually, I didn't mean to write him there, and then crossed
It
him out.
was right after our trailer talk call.
And
I
yes,
was
So
like, sitting there
great.
watching, like going
That's
back through the trailer,
awesome.
and I was like, Peter Ballard is someone who keeps on coming up, and then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, Jamie. Wait, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had it, though.
I,
You
I,
had
s-
it.
I did.
Yeah, I called it not. It was pretty late. It was like episode like 4 or whatever. But I leaned over to my wife and I was like, they're spending way too much time on this character.
On this man.
Yeah, on this guy for him not to be a big. And I was like, my money's on he's Vecna. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
just called it right there. And she was like, holy shit, when it ended, when they revealed it.
Myself
I was
and my
like,
friends
Yeah.
did it from the the title screen, where they're like going through the credits and stuff, and they're
Oh.
listing off like Millie
Oh.
Bobby Brown and all this, and then his name come
Yeah.
up, and I was like, huh, he's usually the
Huh.
villain and shit. So
Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
I was like, so I presume he's gonna villain it. And then when they show him, he's so like soft and
Yeah.
lovely, and I was like, nah,
Yes.
he's fucked up. like, he's fucked up.
No one can
and,
be that nice.
and I have to
He's
say,
fine.
like,
No.
my husband was like, nah, he's number 1 or something like that. He's probably the first one they've ever had. He's probably like a
Yeah.
magical kid. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, no way.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, Adam just
speaking
knew,
of-
like, just knew.
Oh yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Damn, the rest
But
of
it,
us were
but,
so
it, but it took me a
blinded.
while. No, it took me a while. Like it wasn't like episode 1. It was definitely like later once they started to really go into the hospital flashback.
Right,
Stuff,
yes,
I was
yeah.
Like, okay.
You're like,
it started
"Ah,
to
of
really,
course."
really click.
Yeah, I think for me, like as soon as they were starting to show him, and it was like the first hospital flashback, you're okay, and then the second time they go back in, I was like, why is this guy here? Like, there's got to be a point. Like, the Dr. Brenner is like giving all these videos for a reason, so like,
Right.
Yeah.
but one.
Well,
was
what are
never-
the so they have to? It's the end of his season. They have to wrap up some storylines here. Like, it seems to me that Vecna will probably be the big bad going into probably the last season. I don't know. It seems like a lot
I
of
don't
build up
think
here
so.
Yeah, I agree.
for him not to probably extend into the next season. I don't know. It just seems.
I think there's a bigger bad because he
I was gonna
had
say, yeah,
Eldritch
same thing.
powers. Like in the final episode of Volume 1, they had, excuse me, I had the closed captions on when I was watching, not for this intent, but then all of a sudden it said like, you know, in parentheses, like Eldritch powers, and I was like, what? And I was like, wait a second. So he had to have gotten his powers from someone, so I feel like he's the second underneath an even bigger.
I agree. I actually think that's a
Source or
good
power.
theory.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think there's an even bigger.
I think that's a
villain.
great theory because he was blasted into the Upside Down by 11.
Right.
But like the Upside Down was
Right.
always there. So he
Yeah.
was blasted into
Right.
Upside Down, and then the Upside Down took him. That's basically how I see it.
Right.
Yeah, and turned him. And then he always connects, right? Like anytime he goes into the attic of the house, like he
The vines.
connects to the Upside Down to use his powers to a
Right.
greater extent. So I agree with Stephanie. I think there's a bigger bad. I don't know if that's like the Mind Flayer or whatever other kind of D&D character reference we're going to go with here. But it has to be
Yeah.
a bigger bad, and I think that if they destroy Vecna, it might leave on either they're going to do one of two things. They're going to leave Vecna in until season 5 and he's just going to be a big bad going forward, or they're going to kill him and they realize that it wasn't just him, like somebody else is doing this or something
Yeah.
else is doing this, and that's how
I think that's why Will's not going to
so
die. I think Will's going to get chosen by this other being or something, like, or maybe like Vecna when he's dying, like passing on a torch essentially. Like, I think Will is like, I think there's a reason why Will has been in the Upside Down. And too, like, one of the things that they touched is when they're in the Upside Down and they're looking for a gun in Nancy's room trying to find it, but there are shoes in the shoebox. No, like the gun wasn't there, and they discovered it was
Yeah.
stuck on a specific day.
time.
yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
to me too, I'm like,
Yeah,
why
it's back- it's-
would Vecna
yeah.
pick that? So I feel like there's a reasoning behind
Well,
that.
so, yeah,
Now, whether
I-
Will
and-
created
True.
it
It's the day
or-
Will disappeared, isn't it?
Mhm.
Oh, this is very
it?
sticky.
Yeah, so-
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's getting sticky, but here, my thinking behind why Vecna is probably the big bad moving forward is because at the end of the day, like, and here's what, and I think the Duffer Brothers are smart. They need a personified villain with a voice, where like the Demigorgons and the Mind Flayers, they're just things, right? They don't really have like motivation. They don't have, you know what I'm saying? There's not a 1-to-1 to 11. Now there is. You know what I'm saying? Someone
Right,
with
yes,
clear
yeah.
motivation. And so that, I think, is what's driving Vecna. And the Upside Down is just a place that may or may not have been created through Will's mind or something. We may find out that Will has powers or something. But the place is what's giving him the ability to do the things. But I think he is the evil that's inside that is really, truly the thing. Maybe
Oh,
it's, if
really?
you destroy the Upside Down, you kill Vecna. But I think Vecna's in it for the long haul, in my mind. Only because you need a villain that you could
Sure.
relate, that you could personify. So unless there's a more personification of a villain, I don't think they're going to be able to do that in one season.
Yeah,
to
I
be, like,
agree.
reveal this like Thanos-like character. I think you need to kind of like
No,
seed it
that's
like
true.
they've done. I'm just thinking from a storytelling perspective, but
No, that's fair.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
actually makes sense. It's so interesting. I totally think that it's like a higher power, and you're definitely all
Yeah.
like, nah, it's Vecna, and that's his world. Interesting.
Or even if it's not like a thing, like maybe Vecna is the quote unquote higher power, but like it's like he has a source, and maybe the source is in
Well, yeah,
Hawkins
because maybe
and the Creo house.
maybe I got it wrong. Maybe instead of being blasted into the Upside Down and being taken by the Upside Down and, you know, being transformed, maybe he just survived that transition and then utilized everything that he could because he's got powers. So he
Right.
made it his world and then just turned
right.
it dark. But my biggest question is though, like, why has he been dormant for like 50 years?
That's what I was wondering. Like, where was he in?
Where was he in the
Upside
rest of the
Down when
seasons?
all
Yeah.
this was going on?
Yeah.
I wonder.
maybe
I
there
wonder if
wasn't
they're
a
going to
portal.
weave that in. Like,
So
I wonder
there
if they're
wasn't a
gonna
portal.
weave
So
that.
the experiments they were doing in Hawkins opened that portal so that he could then like.
But then why then
things could be
wouldn't
released?
he?
Right, but
guess.
so are we saying like that he's connected to the Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer and stuff?
Yeah,
Unless not that was giving him
I
like
think so.
energy.
Okay.
because
Okay.
the
'Cause I
bats
feel
are
like-
connected to him. He controls the
Yeah.
bats.
He does
right?
control
like
the
he,
bats.
He's
He does.
so I think he's connected to all of the things. So
That's very
I
true.
think
He's
And
they're
the
gonna
divine,
bats
so I think
bit
he is divine.
Steve.
Yeah.
No,
How can he
Steve.
survive?
Yeah.
He's been hurt so many times. Like he literally has.
They did bite him. I forgot
Whether at the
about
No,
hands
they
of
really
Billy
fucking did.
or-
And one of my favorite seasons from or one
All
of
I
my
could-
favorite pieces
yeah.
from the first volume is is when they were like, "Wow, Steve is like really hairy," and Sadie's Max's character's just like, "Let me see," and then just held it there for ages.
Just quiet.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
And I was like, "That is beautiful.
Yeah.
What good writing?" Because
all-
it's not even like
All I could
oh,
think
it's
about
just
was
fantastic. So
like
good.
the old Star Trek trope where it's like anything, any machination that you could do into the writing where you get to where William Shatner gets to take his shirt off, and that was like sort of like, okay, this is Steve's moment to be like, okay, he's got
That's
his
it,
shirt
yeah.
off, everybody
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's.
you know, but he did it fighting, and it's all like, you know, manly, you know,
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, but like, so they'll probably wrap up. Like, what's another thing they're gonna wrap up the Jason, the douchebag.
Yeah,
religious
and
zealot.
Lucas is
I
fighting
don't
him in
think they're
this.
gonna wrap that up. I think it's
I
just
think so.
only
I
gonna
think
get
they gotta
worse.
wrap that up.
I don't know.
I
Like
think
I
it'll
think
carry
I think
on
they
to
gotta
the
like.
next season.
There's got to be something because if it's all cliffhangers, we're all just gonna be so pissed. There's got to be some sort of like.
I agree.
wouldn't
I don't
do
think
it.
they're gonna
win-
kill
we win
him
the
or
day,
anything.
We don't win the war.
I think
kind
he's
of
gonna
vibe.
see. I think Jason or his character, whatever. I think he's gonna see. I think that's going to happen. And just before that happens, Lucas is gonna beat the fucking shit out of him because we saw that in the trailer, which
Yeah.
is cool because I'm like that kid needs to be punched in the face. Like I don't say it a lot about people,
Totally.
but
Totally.
fuck,
Yeah.
like bro, calm the
Hell
fuck
yeah.
down.
Well, and then Lucas
yeah.
is looking up in the air, like it seems like it's in the same spot, and he's like, you can see the veins on his head. And
Yeah.
He's clearly upset. So I'm like, okay, is this Max in the air? Is he going to be up in the air? You know, it doesn't really work with like what, like Max is only like the reasonable explanation because Vecna has such a long process of getting his victims, and he's like a spider too, back in his little lair. Like he's keeping all
True.
of his like things like almost cocoons.
In the
So I don't know if
trees,
that's
yeah.
also like
Fuck
his source
that
of
shit.
power.
Dude, when
Well-
all those Black Widows, fuck that shit.
Yeah, what the
Like,
fuck is
Oh,
all
no,
that
no,
about? Oh
no.
my god.
that house needs to be
bad.
nuked from orbit. By the way,
Yes.
like like jars. No.
I
Was
love
that
how
just
that
like
could be-
the Duffer Brothers being like, you know what else is scary? Spiders.
Yeah.
Let's put that in
Do you
here.
know what this
Totally, yeah.
creepy? Do you know what this
That's,
creepy quiet
Like,
boy needs?
whoa, what the fuck, bro?
Spiders.
Yeah, it's
He
like,
needs
and
a
not just
weird
any
hobby.
spider. It's not like the fucking hunting spider or anything like that. The
No.
wolf spider.
Yeah.
No, let's put the fucking deadliest spider on the planet. Let's just put let's put him in
Yeah,
there,
that one. just
One of
kinda,
those
like,
really,
just
really
standing.
venomous ones. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
He's holding it. petting
Rude.
it. So cute.
Yeah. Well, because they go back to the house, we see Max and why am I, I'm
Erica
not good
and
with names
Lucas?
today. Yeah, Erica and Lucas. Thank you. Go back to the Sinclair. Is it not the Sinclair?
Yeah,
It's
Creel
the,
got
house.
it here.
What do they call that? The
Creel?
Creel house.
The
Thank you.
Creel house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearly they're doing something at the Creel. That's some sort
And
of.
they've got like heaters or something. So I
important-
don't know if that's their way of communication
And-
or.
What's great is because I think like obviously Erica. Hold on, let's go back. Erica, Max, and Lucas are going towards the Creel house, and then straight after that in the trailer, you kind of get this like bit of the bunker where everybody's freaking out, and then
Yeah.
straight into that is Steve
Stoked for that.
and Nancy going into the Creel house in the Upside Down.
The upside down with
So-
Robin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're all going to the Upside Down, and
Which
Erica and the guys know.
Which is clearly where Vecna is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you can see
So
him coming
he's-
down the
so
stairs.
Vecna's, yeah.
They're toast.
They are fucking toast to be.
Well,
to
let's
be
talk.
fair,
Can we
though.
talk about that the earlier shot where Nancy is like having a standoff in the school hallway with Vecna?
Right?
Is that,
Oh,
is
that was
what I-
very much
That's
like
dope.
That shit
And
is
there's, like, all these dead
amazing
people.
looking. Yeah, yeah.
That's a great shot.
season 3. Like that was a good callback, I think. Too.
This
to
all-
when
yeah,
she's
I
in the
agree.
hospital.
I agree. And it looks so weird because I don't. Did Nancy do that? Because it kind of looks like Nancy did that.
No, I
right?
think it's where
Yeah.
we're gonna pick
Okay.
up where we left off because she had just been in, or Vecna had just been in her mind showing her what had happened,
Yeah.
like his story,
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
So I think
Oh,
that's
Yeah, you're
kind
right.
of
okay.
where
I
they're
forgot
gonna
that.
pick up.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she's back in the past where he's after killing all those people, and then she's facing him down the corridor with all the flashing lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
So she probably survives her vision somehow.
I think she
That's-
does because she's in the
Matt,
bus.
Matt
and-
saying Nancy
Well,
survives.
yeah.
Yeah.
she's
So
in the
people are
bus.
saying that
Looks like the lab. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. People are saying that Nancy is going to be saved with her favorite song by either Robin or Eddie, because
could see
both of those characters have been
Yeah.
in the room. Obviously, of course, Steve would be the obvious choice, but I don't think they're going to go with an obvious choice. And personally, I think they're going to go with Robin because when she comes into the room and she picks up the ballerina, I think it's going to be that. I think it's either going to be the little ballerina trigger, or it'll be one of the records that was on
Okay.
the side. Because that was the only
So
other
gonna
thing
need
that
a
we've
way to
seen,
get
like
her out.
music wise. Everything else in the first part of season 1 was all running up that hill, right? With Max's character. Sorry, I bumped the mic. With Max's character, but the only thing musically related to Nancy that has been shown so far is that little jewelry
Music
box.
box.
Well,
Yeah.
we didn't get any clue to the Kate Bush song. I mean, it could be anything. I mean,
We
Oh,
did.
oh,
But
it's
I see
it
your
was at
point.
the
It-
whole season, like it throughout the
was in-
whole first six episodes or whatever.
In the
They
first
were all
episode, they had it playing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was listening
but
to it.
Was Max playing
With
it?
Max playing it,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
catch that.
she was,
I
like,
didn't catch
walking
that.
down the
I thought that was
hall
just
and
sort of
looking
like
at
background
everything
fucking
around
music.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's crazy. If
That'll
you watch
that
that
shows
back,
how much. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
in
yeah.
and it's woven in and out through the first 3 episodes, and of course, episode 4 is her episode. So
God, dude, well played.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's great.
Attention to detail.
right, and that's
Yeah.
why I think that it
Absolutely.
could be the little ballerina song, but we do see Eddie playing guitar here. So I'm wondering, who is he saving? Is he going to be saving Nancy? Is he going to be trying to save
That's- I
I
somebody?
feel like that's a distraction.
You think
bat,
so?
Like a bat
Yeah, I think about-
distraction.
yeah, bat distraction. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bat
like,
distraction?
Sort of like. Yeah, bat distraction.
That sounds like something like from the 1960s Batman, like shark repellent.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
a bat shark
bejesus,
repellent.
Batman is
yeah,
engage the bat distraction.
yeah, in case the bat
Uh,
distraction. Perfect.
Yeah, I just have that in my utility belt, Robin.
Yeah.
Great.
That's not all you have, Batman.
No.
Whoa, that got sexual.
That's a whole
Yeah,
bunch of
but
fan
yeah,
fiction.
No, I'm here for the I'm here for the bunker fucking invasion, like where the military, like
That's
the
a
rogue
whole other
government
aspect.
is going, like invades the military, and they're like, there's like dude, that shit
That
for me
general.
is like. I love that kind of stuff where it's sort of
This
like a
bit here.
standoff and like, you know, like we gotta hold it while we get 11 out. Like, how's she gonna get out? Like, we gotta get her. She's probably gonna go through the upside down because there's no way out. You know what I'm saying? Like my mind's already spinning with like all the machinations that they're gonna come up with to
She's
kind of
gonna
like
blow them up
hold
with
the
it.
line. You know, like
Yeah.
and then like
She's just gonna
you know,
blink
Paul-
at them, and they're all gonna melt.
Exactly.
No, I don't think. I think she's gonna be scared. Like something's gonna happen. She doesn't have her powers yet, or something. I don't know.
Nah,
she
They gotta
does.
keep her
She
nerfed
does.
long enough for everybody in the upside, everybody in Hawkins to kind of do
I
their
think-
thing, right?
I think the first episode, Papa, is going to really just kind of be in that pace, and then I think in the next one we'll see her like on maybe like more going in. But there's this shot of her standing there and everything's blown up, and then there's a shot before that I think of Mike like pointing, and he looks like he's in awe, like oh.
Yeah.
And so like she's totally, I think, just gonna destroy them. I think that
Just-
other military man
Yeah.
is gonna be sticking around because he's dead set on
Yeah.
collecting her.
Destroying 11.
So I don't know.
I like
can't imagine.
Stephen Round says, if it's not Johnny Be Good, I'm gonna be mad. I'm with you,
Bro,
buddy. I'm with you.
What a
we
good
need
song. Although, like,
Back to the Future.
hold on. Yeah, it's a bit early. Like, it's a bit late for the time that it's in. So the Johnny Be Good
yeah,
theory
yeah.
would have been great had this been set in like the 60s.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. To be fair, I don't know. Like, it seems like he could just play at this point the metal version of "Running Up That Hill" or something, or an Iron Maiden
Yeah.
song, or like
Yeah.
fucking, you know,
I
Metallica.
I
or
bet
something.
it's an
I don't
Iron
know.
Maiden song.
Yeah, I bet it's an
Totally-
Iron Maiden
totally
song.
gonna
I'm
be
sure
like
it
a
is.
Metallica Iron Maiden song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because my brother had those posters like all over, like in the 80s. He was
Yeah.
that age, and in the 80s, and
So do you
that
think
was
he's gonna
big.
die by bats?
Don't,
Bats?
don't say that though. Okay.
heck
Just
yeah.
saying, if you're learning
no.
all of these,
So, I do think that's a good point. I do think
Self-sacrifice.
I think he's going out because here's the deal: like the town of Hawkins will never forgive him. He's been painted, right? Like
yeah,
there's no redeemable. Like in reality, he will go to jail or be killed, right? So I think he'll go out in a ball of fire to save the universe, kind of thing.
But then everybody in the
because
world in
back in
Hawkins
reality-
is still gonna think he's
that's
a
the other
murderer.
thing. Hawkins.
I know, but that's like it's sort of like Batman. You live long enough to become the villain, kind of thing. You know, like it's just that's what he's got to do. He's got to
That's
go
the
out
other
the
thing
hero,
I've forgotten
right? Like
about.
he's gonna roll a 20 and fucking save the day. You know.
Damn right, he's gonna. Oh fuck yeah! If they incorporate some sort of like
Poor Dustin.
nat 20, like can you imagine?
That's the other thing I forgot
Oh,
about
yeah,
is the
yeah.
whole mob. The whole Hawkins Town mob and like all of their families and friends are not safe. Like there's a shot of I'm blanking on her name, but the I was gonna say Finn's name, but Mike's family, like his mom and little sister are like huddled up like hiding. So I feel like maybe a mob is gonna come to their
What?
homes.
Where
you
is
know,
that? Is
like,
that in
I
the
think
trailer?
It is. It's like a split moment.
Okay,
But
I'm gonna look at
that's
it.
the other thing they're gonna have to be dealing with too, is while they're trying to get to like the Creel house or get to the Upside Down. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of roadblocks. like,
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it's
Oh yeah, shit's. I
not
mean,
gonna
and
go
so
well.
how long are these both of these episodes are over 2 hours, aren't they? Or
Right,
is
yeah.
just
The
the
one's
last
like-
one like a 2.5
the
hour?
last one's 2 hours. The other one's like I think an hour and 30. I think.
That's pretty incredible.
So there's a lot.
didn't
And
see-
like even the other thing we didn't even talk about is like the fact that the Russians have like the mind flare and all of these like dead demogorgons in boxes. Like I don't even know how they would have
Yeah.
gotten that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Is that what you think the smoky thing is in that room? Is that the mind flare? You think? I
Yeah.
couldn't quite make out.
Because
what
Yeah,
was
that
going
seems
on.
weird, isn't it?
To
Um,
Will in season 2, so that was weird.
Yeah, good point.
Like, so
Yeah,
I don't know what the
I think
Russians
that's
are
the biggest
messing with.
missing link for me. Yeah, I agree. That's the biggest like piece of the puzzle where I'm not quite sure how like the Russia thing is going to tie back into the larger sort of Vecna
Right, yeah.
Because it's always
slash
been there.
11.
It's always been there. From
Yeah,
the
like
beginning.
Russia's always been a
True.
theme, like but it's never been sort of like the epicenter as it is now. So it's going to be interesting. I think that's the one piece of the puzzle where I don't really have a good line of sight to where they might go. It's kind of like whatever they want to do, I guess. You know, which is
Yeah.
great, and from a storytelling perspective, but kind of nervous to see how they land that ship, land that plane. God, I just can't get over that remix, the Stranger Things
Right.
It's so good.
remix that they
The-
did with
the
this song.
whole-
It's so
the
good.
whole
It
track
just
of that-
matches perfectly with the trailer.
Yeah, the whole track of that trailer is fantastic. This has made me
Yeah.
so nervous. Like, I actually feel sick. I just
Oh,
don't want
yeah.
Eddie to die. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh
Oh,
no.
Alan's
Oh
story
yeah,
was
Eddie's toast.
saying-
I think yeah, it's gonna be a
Eddie's toast.
bloodbath.
No.
So here's the thing. It's this is like the Empire Strikes Back of the fucking Stranger Things. Like this is like they're all gonna feel like they lost. Like at the end of this, it's gonna be like
There's
a
gonna be a
big
lot of
like
funerals.
we fucking lost. We got our
Oh.
ass beat. And so season 5 is like the Return of the Jedi. It's like okay, how do we win this thing? You know, we're gonna go all out. You know, it's an all in. So yeah, I totally feel like this season's gonna end in a pretty brutal fashion. People
do
are
you think
gonna
Will
be
painted?
devastated.
I'm gonna be crying. Like, I will be
Yeah, I
legit,
don't-
like,
what-
ugly crying. Like,
What
if
is
any,
the painting
but,
thing? What?
but I was gonna say, like,
painting-
we do
what's the
actually see
painting
Max
thing?
back in the Upside Down as well, and she's in the tree, and Vecna's got his hand in front of her face. I'm like, no.
I know. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell if that's like a shot that they're reusing or not, because
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they're just
trying to
fucking with
see,
us.
like, because they could be
Yeah, I
just
think
messing
a
with
little
us.
bit of fucking with us. Yeah.
I think in a
But I
lot
mean,
of
I guess
ways,
she's never safe, right? Like anybody
True.
who has been targeted can easily be targeted again, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and
So it
I
looks
guess
like Nancy's a target, Max is a target.
Yeah, I guess I ruined my point too because I was saying like I feel like he's got such a long process, but he did just like go into Nancy's head because she was in. Maybe it's because she was in the Upside Down, so he had like closer access to her.
Well, actually,
don't
we don't
know.
really know what the connection is, right? Because we kind of see him in the first part of Volume 1, like he's like searching through people, like he can like engage some sort of
with the vines.
cerebro, and like he
Yeah.
find all the
Yeah, you're
people.
right,
It's
yeah.
exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
And then
No,
you
you're
like
right,
you're
yeah,
going
that's
past
cerebro,
people,
yeah.
and it sounds like they're talking about trauma. It sounds like they're just talking about like things that happened to them, and then we kind of saw that a little bit in the first part of Volume 1.
Yeah.
We didn't really understand what
Barb's her
Chrissy's trauma was, but Chrissy's there was a whole bunch of weight
that was.
issues with Chrissy because
Yeah.
the mom kept talking about
The mom.
it's like a pig or like sewing her up or whatever. So yeah, it seems like it could just be connected with trauma. And
Yeah,
maybe
or-
that's why
yeah,
Nancy's
yeah.
targeted. It's just weird, like, as well.
So
you know,
Will could be a target.
Will is
Yeah, I
most
mean,
definitely.
any teenage
Got a lot
kid,
of trauma.
any teenage kid's a target, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think
True.
about it, like they're all gonna be
True.
bullied or somebody's gonna.
Yeah,
be
something's gonna
done
be traumatic
something. Like,
anyway. But all of them have
Yeah,
gone
I
through
mean,
that
it's
trauma.
just-
Like all of
Right,
them have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hmm.
I think it has to be Nancy because it puts the stakes
Oh.
on Steve, right? Like he's got to be like, okay. What
Well,
do I
and
gotta
no
do to save her,
Nancy,
you know,
Jonathan,
kind of
and
thing.
Steve don't have someone to fight over. So.
True.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what Jonathan's like turn like the stoner Jonathan. I mean, I get it. It's
I love
totally
it.
like true to
great.
what
What would
that
happen?
character would be like in that
Yeah.
time. Yeah, yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm not mad at that, but I mean, it is a very weird like. Okay, you know, we're really taking this like the not emo is the wrong word, but this sort of like
He's a
down
hipster.
on
He's like
himself
this
hipster,
weed loving hipster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what's the other character? The with
Argyle.
the van.
Argyle?
Argyle, man.
Great
Love
addition.
Argyle. Love the name.
Yeah.
That's got to be a Die Hard callback, right? Because he's the driver.
Oh, true.
Argyle from Die Hard.
That's right.
So
They love all those little
gotta love
references as
that.
well. Yeah.
They do.
They
They had like
totally-
a Steven Spielberg package delivery man in the very first episode. Like,
Oh, really?
they did.
Did they really? I
Fuck.
missed
Like
that.
totally
Shit.
looked like Steven, like current Steven Spielberg, just like.
Amazing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. Ugh.
Yeah,
I
this-
just want to know what
yeah.
Will was painting. I want to know what it was.
Oh, the
like,
Will
I touched a
painting.
little bit on that in the
E-
article that
e-
I'm writing,
e-
but
Ian nailed it. It was guilt from Barb because that's what
Yeah.
she's in the pool. at
Yeah,
the
I said
end
that as well.
with the
Actually,
guilt
that's
from Barb.
totally
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Did you? Oh, sorry, I missed that. I missed that. Yeah.
Oh no,
That's okay. I
just
think
in the
there's a little
chat. I didn't
delay.
say it though. Yeah.
oh, I said it out
Oh,
loud.
okay. And then he says
Makes
trauma
sense.
plus guilt. Oh, that's interesting. So it's like you gotta have the guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Is like it's not just trauma, but like the fact that you feel
Yeah.
guilty for it.
Shit,
That's a good
Ian,
point.
that is so good. Yes, you're totally right.
Well-
Because the
Max had a
kid,
lot of guilt.
the kid in the beginning also like had a car crash where he killed somebody, but he didn't save somebody either, so he was guilty for that.
So, right.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good. Very good points.
I want to know what was going
Chrissy?
on with this other kid. Like the one who died above the lake. Like
Oh,
he-
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
there
just
was
kinda
no
like a random,
mention of
like,
his trauma.
throw in.
There was not
Nothing.
even like in the
Yeah, that was
flashbacks,
kind
like when he
of,
was like when he was zooming through Cerebro and like picking some people out. There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing even from his head
Yeah.
to signify that he was traumatized, but clearly he must have been. So, I think that was a bit of a random
Yeah.
like blip as well. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
so
probably.
excited.
I don't remember. I was trying to think if there was one. Yeah.
I could do this all day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
it's good, guys.
same.
I mean, listen, if you've stuck with us this long and you're not sold on Stranger Things, I don't know why you've been listening for so long.
True.
But we're excited. This trailer was, I mean, listen, for this trailer that didn't need to be this good.
No,
Like,
I
it just
agree.
didn't need to be this good. It like we were already in. Like everybody was already like, yeah, we're gonna fucking watch this.
Yeah.
And then they come out and drop a trailer that's solid, like as good as this is with the remix and the way they like it just set the stakes. Wow, well played. Whoever the editor on this and the marketing team did a great job.
Amazing.
Because we didn't even need this to be sold to watch it, but now that it's here,
No.
it's I think the hype is real, y'all, and I hope the last two
fear is
episodes
real.
deliver because the first part of season 4 was solid. So,
Yeah, I agree.
you guys have any closing thoughts?
Just to keep an eye out for Stephanie's article, her tell-all theory article
I know.
on couchsoup.com if you're interested in all the theories. I love hearing Stephanie's theories. Final thoughts.
could do
Eddie,
this.
please don't die.
That-
Steve, also please
Yeah,
don't
no.
die.
Save Eddie. Save Steve.
Save Eddie, save Steve.
Save Eddie, save Steve.
Oh,
Start
but
the
like
campaign
Max
now.
as well.
I
Like
don't
those
know.
3 characters, I'm like, you touch them,
Sure.
we riot.
You know,
I think her story's
what
done,
happened?
but-
Lucas. I
Definitely,
mean, you
but-
know, anybody? Will? Who?
Yeah. I mean.
Would you say? Steph?
Oh, I said I think her
missed that.
story's done.
Max's story.
I think
Oh,
Max's
wow.
story is done.
I don't
you
think
know.
so. I think she's the hero.
Yeah, totally.
I think she's coming out as like the
Although she
like.
is.
I-
Yeah, they did release a new poster, and she's at like the center
Vecna killed
of,
her
like, the
brother.
group. Yeah.
yeah,
That's true.
I think she's
is
gonna be the hero somehow.
I
Yeah,
think she's got the most motivation out of anybody to really fucking like
That is true.
take this thing out. You know.
Yeah.
she's the one
and
with the
and
most
she's
loss,
been
you know?
fucked with before by Vecna like being pulled
Mm-hmm.
in, and then she kind of got away as well. So I feel like he has as
Mm-hmm.
much like spite in him to get
That
her
is true.
as she has
Yeah.
to get him. So I feel like even in the trailer where you see her back in the Upside Down or in Vecna's world, I guess, because I guess it's not really the Upside Down,
Yeah.
right? When she goes
No,
back into
it's-
that and you can kind of see her in the tree, I'm hoping for another one of those moments. And I know that it's probably going to be like a cliche thing that maybe it's not going to happen, maybe she's going to die, but just as she's going to be like sucked in or whatever, it won't work, or she's got some crazy power now, or I don't know. I think
He's
you're
like,
right though,
"It's not
Drew. I think
working."
she's going to be some sort of huh?
I
Fuck's
think,
sake.
I think at the end of it, she's probably going to be one of the ones that really take. Like, I think it's her and 11. I think that'll be like one of the main
So Mike.
components.
So Mike's story is open.
Yeah, you know, like listen. Let's be honest. The Mike and Will thing, like, I mean, they've really sidelined those 2 characters, in my opinion, from
I
a
agree.
storytelling standpoint. They don't.
I think
just
Will's been
don't-
sidelined
I don't
for a
really know
reason.
what they're doing there.
I think, yeah.
Uh,
I think Mike though,
well, I don't know
if
what-
he died, like him and or Ellen Will would be
Distraught.
done. Like they would be pissed. Like,
Yeah,
think
I
he
just feel
could,
bad
though.
because I know. I like Finn Wolfhard. Like, he's a good actor. Like,
Yeah,
I
great
really liked
actor.
him in Ghostbusters, in the Ghost Afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're both actually in Noah are really good. Like, I just don't. I don't think they've been given much to do except kind of be sad and be like, oh, 11, we got to save 11. And you're like, okay, you know, like it just
Yeah.
feels.
Will and
it's a
Will's
weird,
been
that's a weird storyline
traumatized
to me.
like the entire show. Like I think this is the first season. Like nothing really.
Yeah.
Is
bad
bad
has
with
happened.
yeah, Will. That's why I think like Will could
Yeah.
probably die in this, only because I'm kind of like I think personally I think Will's story is done because he's always going to be connected to this the same way that like Eddie's branded now, right? Like
Yeah.
there's no way you can go back
Yeah.
from that. It's the same with Will, and I think like they've tried multiple times to go back from that, and he still gets sucked up into this. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like Will's
Well,
story
I
could
thi-
die, and then like there's a painting reveal or something, and
well,
I know
that's
that
the
like
other
there's
thing.
a lot of
I
people
don't- I
like
don't know what
theorizing as
that's
well
about.
about like a love interest thing where like Will is in love with Mike, and I'm kind of like I really hope that that's not true. And throughout the season, you're kind of like, oh, I think they're leaning to
no.
that, but I think it's too cliche.
They
I think he could
definitely.
be gay. I just think
I
it,
think they
I don't
definitely
think I think he's just more best friends with,
Yeah, no,
Mike.
I totally think that like Will's character is
which
gay,
could be more to him, but
but I just think that like I feel like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's just a bit cliche, I guess, for like falling in love with your best friend, kind of who's heterosexual. I don't know, like I'm hoping that it's just not like that. I think because everybody's like, oh, I wonder what he's painting,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a picture of Mike, and I'm like, no, I think it's gonna be a picture of all
I
of their
don't-
D and
I
D
don't think that's the
characters. Like I think it's gonna be like them in
Yeah,
D&D, like a cool poster.
Yeah.
I think it's
Um,
something more
I hear
like
you. Yeah.
what he's done in the past. Like every time he's drawn, it's something that they're like, you know, like that he's seen. So
Okay.
True, maybe.
I think he can see the
maybe.
future.
Ooh, very scary. Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
idea too.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
know,
final
it'll be hard
thoughts
for
turned
them
into
to
like
kind of
big
pit-
rants.
I know
Sorry.
it did.
Yeah, no, it did. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, let's wrap it up. And normally we do like what we're interested in or what we're watching, but like we're already over time, and we I think we're all just gonna recommend Stranger Things anyway.
Stranger
so
Things, but Severance as
um,
well. I started watching that, and that's weird.
It is
so,
weird.
yeah.
I'm like.
I
two
heard that
episodes
it's
in.
supposed
That's
to
a fucking weird
get good,
show.
but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Supposed to get good.
I've been watching
Right now,
a
it's not good.
No,
American spin-off of a BBC show called Ghosts.
Oh.
It's like new this year, and it's actually really funny. So I
Okay.
recommend it. It's a CBS
Oh, really?
show.
I'm
It's
gonna put
really
it in the
good.
chat. So Ghosts, and I
yeah.
put Severance. All right, what's yours?
Drew.
Oh
What's
shit!
your
I'm
recommendation?
unprepared.
Drew, how
I
dare you,
haven't
sir?
been watching much of. I know. Normally I come in hot. I'm trying
You
to
do.
think.
What's Miles been watching?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Or
Not
Piper.
a lot of anything. Yeah, Piper. She just barks at everything. It's great.
Her
It's
TV is
exciting.
the
I'm
window.
trying to think. You know what? There's a podcast that I really like that I listen to, and they've been doing a really good job. Like, it's kind of where I get my pop culture fix outside of Couch Soup. But Pop Culture Happy Hour that NPR does. It's a great little podcast, and I've been listening to it for a long time, but they haven't lost a stride. They recently did one, like they do a good job of doing like really good mini bite-sized like reviews of like whether it's TV or movies or books even or other podcasts. So it kind of really span the spectrum of pop culture, which is cool. It's not just like movies and TV, and it's not always just like the popular stuff. They go into like some obscure stuff, which is great too. So it's kind of good, and it's good to get like the people who they bring on the podcast are always have a good POV, right? Like they're always coming at it from a different point of view than I probably would have come at it from, like a white guy who grew up in the 80s. You know, they get
Yeah.
people like gay people, black people, Mexican, you know, so they have like they bring in a great eclectic of a group of point of views on like something that I probably wouldn't have like looked at that would have went way over my head. So I always learn something, I think, about how to look at a piece of pop culture when I listen to those guys.
Sweet.
So definitely recommend.
Awesome.
Fun. Strange.
Oh
Should
my
have our
god,
own-
really bad. Sorry.
After the volume 2.
There's probably a bazillion of them out there. Best. It would be the best, clearly. With Stephanie's, you got the wall with like the little like the pins and like.
I do. I need that.
You know, you need like a.
I need the string.
My internet has fucked up, and both of you now are
Yeah, you
just
need to-
still recording
It'd
video
be like
quality.
Stephanie's lost her mind.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
no.
so there's
Oh,
a bit of
well.
lag
Well,
too.
let's
'cause
wrap it
both-
up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks.
Listen to our voices.
Thanks, Purple
Oh,
Blobs.
no worries. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Yes.
Yeah, we'll just roll
As
it.
always, you can listen to this show as a podcast on anywhere you find podcasts. So listen to podcast, and then you can find us and watch us on couchsoup.com as well. Go over there, check it out, become a member. It's awesome. We got a great community. We got a great community little forum too, where we talk about things like Stranger Things and other things that in pop culture, where we all kind of nerd out and hang out together. So, if you like this kind of conversation, then head on over to couchsoup.com and check it out. Until next week, when we'll talk about another awesome trailer, I'm sure, or a shitty one. Who knows? We don't know yet.
Hocus Pocus 2.
Shit, no.
Oh my god.
Hocus Pocus. You guys been Hocus Pocus.
We'll just nerd out on it, Steph.
Either
It's
that or
fine. We'll have our own
Oh,
call. Fine. Jerk.
yeah.
It's good.
I'll just,
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good.
No, listen, we
Sounds
can
good.
watch it if you just want to see me go like into the mic.
Rude. Go back and watch the first one.
All
and
right,
then come
guys.
back.
Thank you so much, Pagan and Steph, for joining. No, I did. I know it's no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Bye.
Sorry.
Goodbye now.
Till next time, you guys.
Okay, everybody. Bye now.